This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
But I'm Tim.
How are you doing this week, Tim?
Tom, I feel like I should play the lottery today.
Oh, you're feeling lucky, punk.
I'm feeling... How dare you?
No, it's something Clint Eastwood would say to people.
The old man?
The old man. When he was younger, but like still pretty old looking.
He's been old our whole lives.
Yeah.
And that's true. Like, when we were born, he was older than we are now.
Yeah.
Not a lot of guys, like, as I get older, not a lot of guys you could say that about.
That's true. It is nice. But yeah, he used to go around asking punks if they felt lucky or not.
Then he'd, like, shoot them.
He'd shoot them if they said they felt lucky, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, to test. Oh, how about I test your luck? Like that kind of thing.
Well, it seems like some of them pressed their luck.
I don't think he ever killed anyone. In the movies he did, but not in real life.
Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
I bet he might have killed somebody.
No,
He might have killed somebody in, not like, like, oh yeah, cold-blooded way, but like
in an
a
accident.
hit and run or something,
Yeah.
Like,
like recently. Mr. Eastwood, we told you shouldn't be driving at night.
He's not driving a car, is he?
I don't know. I mean, he's.
I know he can direct a movie, and he could be, but like, I don't know.
I think this last movie he did is his last one. It sounds like.
Yeah, but he's what, 96 years old?
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't ever directed a movie.
No. I mean, it does sound like they had to like shut down production multiple times due to like health issues from him. Yeah.
Well,
but I mean, that's, that comes with the territory being 96.
Yeah. I want to see that movie.
Juror number 2.
Yeah, they buried it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it apparently, I think, got decent reviews. People said,
it got really good reviews.
Like, yeah, it's good, and especially for such an old man.
Is he being graded on a curve? Is it reverse ageism?
No, you know what I could see? I bet it's just like a solid movie.
Yeah, everybody's like, it's like a 90s like legal thriller.
Yeah, which they don't make anymore. So I could see people.
Yeah, it takes a really old man to be like, I remember. I used to make movies like this 40 years ago.
The rest of us remember them, but we don't know how to make them. We never learned back then. We were too young. But he remembers how they make them, too.
Yeah. So this might be the last legal thriller ever.
It might be. Yeah, what did I see? I saw something recently that I felt similarly about. That I was like, oh, that wasn't like anything great, but I'm just kind of happy they made that movie because that's like a kind of movie they don't make anymore.
Was it a skin flick?
No, they still
stag
Tim,
film?
They make more stag films than ever.
Really?
Now. Yeah.
Because the video store that I used to go to behind the beads is not there anymore, so I wouldn't know where to get stag
The video store
film.
wasn't behind the beads. The adult section was behind the beads.
Well, my idea was, what if we put the whole store behind the beads?
Wow, and then people will know.
And then all sorts of men will go in there.
Yeah. Man, that adult section behind the beads at the video store, they should have made the beads look so cool to kids. Because all I ever wanted to do was like go through those beads.
I mean, I wanted to go through the beads, and I also wanted to know what they were doing in there, what they were looking at.
Well, that's the thing. I remember thinking like, oh, they're like cool beads, and then finding out like, no, you're not allowed to go in there. And as a kid, of course, that makes you want to do it more. But then when you ask why, well, there are images of naked women back there. You don't say. Well, now I really want to go behind those beads, see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah. Beads were a widespread thing, right?
Yeah, I think that's the thing too. In the 70s and 80s
of the video store.
Oh,
that wasn't
I was
just like
talking
specific to our local video store.
No, because I don't think they wanted to put a door in there because then the guys would jack off in there if they could close the door.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's true. I think it was like we need like what can be a little private.
Yeah.
But we'll let sounds out so people can't get too crazy in there.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't put a VCR and a TV in there. You think just people getting titillated by the covers?
Yeah,
of the...
I mean, these covers, Tim, even the covers are X-rated.
I
There's a reason
don't
why
know.
I was behind the beads.
I was never allowed behind the beads, Tom.
I ran back there once. I remember just being like, what's the worst they can do? Put me in jail until I'm an adult?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
You don't know that. When you're 6, like, you're like, okay, that's probably on the table at any given time.
Yeah, I think I probably like played dumb and, like, oh, I tripped in here.
Yeah.
It was more like, it wasn't even that I wanted to see. It was just like, I've been in this video store a million times. I just have like no idea how big it is even back there. Like I just really want
spatial awareness play.
Yeah. Like for all I know, it's twice as big as the rest of the store back there, and I gotta know.
Yeah.
I gotta know how many creeps might be in there right now.
It's fun to know the square footage of this place.
Yeah. Because if it's a big place and it's like, oh, FYI, there are 40 creeps mere feet from you right now.
To this day, always fascinated about like I know it's never going to be like very exciting, but like the areas of a store that civilians aren't allowed in or the general public isn't allowed in.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see the break room at Old Navy. I don't know why. I just want to know what it looks like.
Yeah. When I worked at a store in a mall, that was one of my like favorite perks was being able to just kind of like wander around like the backstage area of the mall.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of weird stuff and like, oh, this is somehow connected to this and this
the
leads
Easter
here.
Bunny walking around with his head off.
We weren't close enough to where the like Easter Bunny and Santa Claus would be. But I was like buddies with the undercover cop that worked the mall. So like,
whoa, cool.
So I just felt like I could go anywhere and I could say I was deputized.
So, but like he's there every day.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're an undercover cop whose beat is the mall, you got to switch it up. You got to have a lot of different. Maybe there were a lot of undercover cops there, I guess.
I think it was just like he wore a sweatshirt, and that was enough. People were like, that can't be a cop. He's wearing a sweatshirt.
But like people are like, every time I go to the mall, I see this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think mostly arrested the same people over and over again for shoplifting. Like he knew the people that like, all right, like I told you can't be doing this, John, but here we are.
He knew John by name.
Yeah.
John probably knew him. It's like, I knew you weren't undercover. I knew you by I spotted your sweatshirt a mile away.
Yeah.
I just thought I had enough time to get away.
I think it was mostly just he was like around to like respond quicker. Like he wasn't necessarily like Vice, like undercover.
Yeah.
It was just like probably like if he wore a uniform, then people would bother him. Yeah. They'd say, oh, this place,
people always want to
place is doing bait and switch.
Yeah, he's like, that's not my department.
This place is advertising prices that they'll match any price, but they're not. Shoot them.
And he would be well within his rights to shoot them.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm feeling a little lucky, Tom. I was taking a lift over here.
I forgot about that, yeah. Oh, yeah, who gave you a lift?
No, Lyft.
That's not how you spell it.
That's how you spell the ride sharing.
Oh,
I mean, it's not even ride sharing. We call it ride sharing. It's just
you're just
taxis.
Sharing a ride with a fella, with another guy.
So I went in the app and I was like, okay. I typed in Tom's house.
Oh, the app knows that?
Yeah, the app knows that.
Oh no, Tim. Now anybody could take a lift here.
And it said like it'll arrive in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a red car. It's like a red car will come in 2 minutes.
You're like, great, easy to spot.
But then it said that thing, and it's like, the driver is finishing up a ride in your area.
I thought you were going to say, like, he gives you that thing like, FYI, the driver is a registered sex offender.
No, but very often I get the thing that like, oh, the driver is deaf or hard of hearing.
Oh, really?
It's a note that I get like 50% of the time.
They just
and
don't
that's
want
not
you
the
to
case.
talk to them.
It's like,
yeah.
it's okay. I got AirPods in the whole time.
Yeah.
Man.
You're like, how do I put that in that for me?
But you ever see this where it's like a driver is finishing up a ride
Oh yeah,
before.
yeah.
And like it always says like
and
they'll be there in 2 minutes, and then it's like
no,
15
there's
minutes
no
later.
way
Yeah.
they could get here in 2 minutes if they haven't even dropped that
So I
person
was
off
like-
yet.
I was taking my time. Walking out of my building, I was like, no way this red car is going to be here when they say it is. The red car pulls up.
Yeah.
You know where the ride he was finishing was?
Right. Yeah. Your apartment building.
My apartment building. A lady gets out.
Wow.
I say hi to the lady because I know her because she's in my apartment building.
Oh, okay.
And then
you weren't just being a gentleman.
No, I said hello. She said hello, and then I got in the car, and she was like, "What?"
She's
And I
like,
was
"Hey, no, you can't just get in that car."
yeah." And I was like, "I know, right?" And I got in, and sure enough, that's I don't know.
I'm sure the driver was happy about that.
I'm sure he was too.
Yeah.
Like, is that something that's like that? I was trying to like figure out like. Is that unusual?
Nah,
Is that
I've had that happen before.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think it's that crazy.
When have you had that
Not
happen?
recently, but I've had that happen.
Your exact building?
Not my building, maybe my building, but I feel like...
May I remind you were under oath?
I know. I mean...
Yeah, I swear you did.
It takes
Keep you honest.
It takes so long for both of us to get sworn in every week before we do the show that I often wonder if it's even worth it. But then you remind me in times like this that there's a reason why we do it.
It's a good thing I did, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely remember though it happening once where I was like leaving a venue and...
Well, that's different.
Well, how is that different?
Leaving a venue that holds thousands of people?
Yeah, but you live in like a pretty big building.
How dare you?
You live in like a series of buildings that holds thousands of people.
Yeah, but on a Thursday night
at
8:45, what are the odds that the minute that I press the button that's going to be the closest one?
Tim, right now, they're popping the cork in Silicon Valley because they're like, the algorithm worked, fellas.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're excited about it.
Yeah.
I should buy Did you buy a lottery ticket that night?
Oh, what? No, I didn't buy a lottery ticket because an algorithm worked. I mean, what are the odds? I don't know, probably like 1 in 100, but it can happen.
Not 1 in 100.
What do you think the odds are?
I've taken 100 lifts, and that's never happened to me before.
Oh, but so 1 in 101?
No, I mean, until it happens again, it's as many lifts as
but it could
till the day I die.
But it could happen again tomorrow. And then the next day, and now now it's like 1 in 30
well, then I'll
times.
Stop buying the lottery tickets, Tom.
Yeah,
I don't have that much.
What
money.
do they call that? Like the gamblers,
the gamblers
deceit or something.
Ooh,
the gamblers downfall. The gambler's dilemma, something like the gambler's fallacy. That's the word I was looking for. Of like, black hasn't hit in the last 10 rounds, so it's got to hit this round. It's like, that's not how statistics work.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not how probability works.
I understand that, Tom.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I don't expect this to happen ever again in my life.
But I'm just saying, if it happens again tomorrow, don't be shocked.
So you're just saying odds don't exist.
I'm saying odds exist, but you're talking about this like the if you took all the grains of sand on Earth.
I think so, Tom.
I don't think it's that crazy.
The joke's gonna be on you when I'm multi-millionaire. You're still here doing this podcast alone.
Were you gonna buy when's the last time you bought a lottery ticket, you think?
Years, but I want to get back into it.
You probably should. Sounds like now's the time. I don't know. The only time I ever hear about the lottery is when there's like a big jackpot and everybody's like, "Oh, did you hear? It's a big jackpot."
Yeah, it's $400 million. I better go buy a ticket. It's like
I would have taken $10 million, no problem.
I don't know. $1 million.
Yeah, I'd take any.
I would take it. No, Tom, I'm serious. I would take $1 million.
I mean, you win $5 on a scratch off. You're doing backflips. So yeah, it's.
No, if I buy like a $2 scratch off and I win $5, I'm like, cool, but like I don't know, like I could have been doing something more worthwhile with my time here.
I think I have like a lot of probably lottery tickets that are too old to turn in now that are like that of like. $2, like, turn that in. But then it's like, I'm going to have to like I feel like I've gone to places where I've turned it in and they're like, we don't do that.
Oh,
it's
I've
like,
done, yeah.
It's like, but you sell them. I think you have to take them. Yeah, that's how they get you with the lottery.
Take a hike, pal.
You can always play, but only sometimes win. Tim, it's Turkey Week.
Well, partially.
What do you mean partially?
It's not just turkey.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm using a colloquial term.
It's turkey time. Tom, it's turkey time.
Tim, it is turkey time.
Welcome to turkey time.
It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving week in New York City and all of America.
Yeah, I informed you. You were surprised to hear. You thought earlier we were talking about Thanksgiving. You thought it was only a New York regional holiday.
Yeah, I was misunderstood.
Yeah, no, they celebrate it all over this great land.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about Thanksgiving. I know we're both very fond of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think most Americans are very fond of Thanksgiving. It's a very low effort holiday that's mostly just around food and like getting together.
Yeah, I feel like lately it's been like they've really de-emphasized the whole like there were pilgrims and there were Native Americans. Like everybody's like
that story is bullshit all along, right?
Bullshit, and then it like briefly got like politicized the fact that like some people, and now everybody's like, why don't we all just shut up and like not worry about why and just like eat food with our family and friends. And it's like cool, awesome.
Yeah. So for people that didn't grow up in America, you might not be aware of the like supposed origins or the origins we were told in like elementary school at least, that the Pilgrims and the Native Americans like put down all their weapons because they were fighting forever. And like broke bread and had Thanksgiving dinner together, and then the next day went back to killing each other.
I don't see this is, and I remember in second grade. Did I tell you this story? I've told this story.
I don't know.
We had to write like a story of the first Thanksgiving or whatever, and like they told us the story of it, and then like we had to like write it. I remember this one girl wrote it from the perspective of like, I don't know, like of a Native American, which like at the time seemed very creative, probably very problematic. They should probably put this girl in jail now.
Right.
But I was like, I'm going to inject some drama into this.
Oh.
So it was like, there was like an inexplicable, like I hit on things that like I was like, here, how
that
can
America's still not ready for.
No, I hit on things that they didn't tell us, but like I was like, what would be drama? Okay, so the Pilgrims are here, the Native Americans are here. How about the like large portions of the Native Americans start dying off and they don't know why, and like they all start to get a disease.
Yeah,
right?
It's a big mystery.
And at the time, I was like, this is great fiction here, right? Like and like. I remember my teacher came to me, and then I layered on some stuff that like just wasn't
like but the Pilgrims solved the case.
Exactly, yeah, something like that. And I remember my teacher coming to me and being like, "Where did you hear this?" And I just went,
"I think you got like half of this right."
Yeah, and like it was like basically the what they expected us to do is just like rewrite what they told us in our own second grade words, and I just went like. I panicked. I went, my dad told me. And then like the teacher called my dad, and like my dad came into my room. I remember it was like bedtime one night. What's a second grader? Like 6 years old, 7 years old?
Yeah, like 6 or 7.
And I just remember my dad being so confused and being like, why did you tell the teacher I told you this story that I didn't tell you? And I was just like, I don't know. I kind of panicked. He was like, okay, all right. But yeah, so I don't know. I think we all, I don't know if they do that. And they just trace their hands and
they still do the hand
now.
turkeys, which was always the funnest part anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I take that back because I remember we made, again, problematic now, Native American headdresses out of cardboard.
Yeah.
And then like cardboard bags we made, like Pilgrim and Native American like costumes, like drew them on.
I don't
Not
remember
cardboard
that
bags, like grocery bags, paper bags. I remember that being fun. That
stuff
being
was
cool.
weird a long time ago.
Yeah. But it seems like they just kind of simplified it now that it's like, there doesn't need to be a story about everything.
You know what else? I'm grateful of? Like, I think this has kind of reached its peak where you'd see the clickbait articles of like, here's how to argue with your uncle on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Here's the talking points you need. And I think everybody on like all sides of the political
like, how about
spectrum
we
are just kind
don't
of
talk
like,
about anything.
Yeah. Or haven't we all had enough? And I think everybody's like, yeah, enough.
Here's how to make your uncle storm out.
Exactly. Here's how to make your grandmother sad. Pick a fight with her son.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I was just thinking about how like I feel like we always hear about what is it in Sweden? They have that holiday where they just like give each other books and then like hang out and read books.
What are you talking about?
There's a holiday.
You say we're always talking about me and you?
No, America.
Oh, okay. No, we never talk about
it. Might be like a different Scandinavian country, but it's like, they just have this like winter holiday where everybody gives each other like a book, and then they just all like hang out and read that book like all day in like a cozy, like a fireplace and stuff. And I feel like a lot of people, I've seen people on the internet like really fetishize like, oh my God, that's such a good idea for a holiday. But I feel like that's kind of what Thanksgiving is. That like to the outside, it's probably weird that it's like, like everybody eats turkey. I guess that's like a real big thing. And it's like, not really. Nobody really like, it's kind of like a big pain in the ass to make a big turkey. So it's really like the only time of the year. Nah, I've never made a turkey.
I don't ever intend to.
No.
I'm a vegetarian, so
right.
It would be weird for me too.
It seems like it's like a complicated process. I guess just because it's like such a big thing, like physically.
Yeah.
So to cook it, to cook it thoroughly without burning it and without drying it out is a tall task.
Yeah, I know how to do it. I gave out instructions to one Tom's mom, Mrs. Reynolds.
Oh, when you worked at the butcher shop.
I worked at a butcher shop. I'd go in on Thanksgiving morning when everybody would come pick up the turkeys that they ordered.
Yeah,
I let your mom cut to the front of the line. I'll never let you forget it.
You bring it up every week. Yeah, and then you told my mom, take this, set the oven to 300 for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And Tim, the turkey was raw. It was awful. Everybody got so sick.
It was a prank, bro. Lighten up.
It wasn't nearly long enough. No, but cooking a turkey without having it, I don't think it's possible to cook a turkey without making it dry.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Turkey's just dry in general.
Turkey's, but not the dark meat. Everybody's like, oh, give me the dark meat. That dark meat skeeves me out.
Yeah, it's dark because of the blood.
Is that what it is? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. It's just like different muscles that.
Yeah, I didn't. The only context I like turkey. Mm-hmm. You know what? No, actually, deli sliced turkey. Mm-hmm. Too smooth for my tastes. You know what I mean?
I get that. Yeah.
I cut a lot of deli turkey in my time, and like I've had a lot of deli turkey sandwiches in my day. Too smooth.
Yeah,
I love
it's
taking
processed.
The white meat chunks after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and having
putting
a
them
sandwich
on a
that
big
way.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Ooh boy.
You ever put in my household growing up, we always had this like Cajun spice, like Cajun salt and pepper mix.
We weren't that adventurous in my house. Sorry to say.
It was so good on sandwiches. Like you make a turkey sandwich, you sprinkle a little of this Cajun spice on there. It's very nice.
Was it Paul Prudhoe branded?
I don't know what brand it was. I mean,
I feel like that was the only way that you could get like
I was gonna say
that kind of spice into a 1980s suburban kitchen.
It was available at King Cullen, so it couldn't have been that exotic. But Tim, we're not talking turkey this week.
No,
we're talking what a lot of people would argue is the real star of the show.
Oh, now it's time for the real show to start.
Yeah, the sides.
Sides giving, baby.
Yeah, although I will say this. I see people, again, online every year. They're like, nobody likes turkey. Everybody hates it. It's only the sides. No, I like turkey. So shut the hell up. I like the turkey too. You can like both.
What are you, triggered, Tom? Oh, do you need a safe space for
I'm
people
just saying
that nobody likes turkey?
We don't have to make everything, let's divide everyone. Either you like turkey or you don't. And you're a maniac if you like turkey. I like the turkey and I like the sides. It's fine. I have a little of everything.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Thanksgiving, too. That's
the promise of Thanksgiving.
That there's a lot of different things to sample from.
Yeah.
If you don't like one or two things, that's fine. You're not going to miss out.
Nobody's freaking out either. Nobody's like, oh, you didn't eat the green beans. Nobody gives a shit what you eat on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because there's usually just so much stuff and such a variety. And I think people are kind of... they got their own stuff to worry about, what they should be getting and to force stuff on other people. I mean, you'll get some, you should try the whatever, but.
And like, I don't know if you've ever, made a dish or a few.
Yeah.
You always want to you want to make sure that like people are eating it and enjoying it,
and that they like it.
Selfishly, kind of like, I'd spend time on this, and I think I'd like people to like it,
right?
But like, you're never like, no, you need to eat those glazed carrots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the solution to that is make it so good they can't resist.
Yeah. So, what's your go-to? Have you made things for a Thanksgiving?
I don't think I have actually. Just because usually I'm traveling for things, I'm not having Thanksgiving in New York City, so usually it's we'll bring a pie or a bottle of wine, that kind of thing. What about you? You've made stuff?
I've made stuff. Actually, we had a pandemic Thanksgiving, and my wife and I
thought you were going to say, actually, we had a Friendsgiving just this past weekend. And I was going to say, well, where'd my invite go?
Do you ever feel like you wish you could do a Friendsgiving, but then you're just like, I got this family? No, that came out wrong. Where it's like, I'm lucky to have a family. That,
I think you're
together.
missing the point of Thanksgiving.
I know, but it also would be nice to do we don't
just
do
everybody
thing,
get together.
Our group of friends never gets together. And it's let's make a big meal and eat it together.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have to do that on Thanksgiving.
No, I think we have some friends that do that because their families live in other states.
Yeah.
And they, can't necessarily travel.
Yeah.
But we're not invited to those because our families, even our
well, I'm invited to them. I just don't go because I go to my family's.
Right. And you really shove it in their face. You go,
no, because
I don't need to come to a Friendsgiving. I have a real family. Thank you very much.
No, because I feel like I could get problematically drunk at a Friendsgiving in a way that at a family Thanksgiving, it's I still feel like a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
I can't get too out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, I just get tired if I drink, drink a lot on Thanksgiving. It's just that's just going to accelerate.
Yeah, but that's cool.
But
it would be
I'm saying I'm not going to make a
Thanksgiving
scene. I'm going to fall
ending
asleep.
up in a haze.
Right.
That's cool.
No, if anything, it's I'm just going to fall asleep sitting in this chair for a while.
Which is cool. Have you ever fallen asleep at a friend's house? What's that like?
We went to a house with friends not too long ago, a year ago, I want to say, and you fell asleep in front of everyone on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do that pretty frequently.
I know, but I was like, all right, I'll get the bowl of warm water.
And
everybody else said not to do it, but boy, were they happy when you pissed yourself.
Yeah, everybody was so funny. Tim pissed himself.
Oh, nobody wanted to do it. But now that Tim pissed himself, it was everybody's idea.
I really do enjoy getting together in a big group and just falling asleep in front of everybody.
And everybody enjoys seeing you piss yourself.
Yeah.
um,
I got a big laugh.
but you
Old Timmy Piss Pants, they called.
You were saying though about that you what do you make for sides?
Oh, I make the gamut.
What is that? I've never had that.
The thing that like I've brought places is like I just get like a crazy, not a crazy, but like a real hearty mac and cheese recipe.
Yeah,
and it's like I'll go all out.
What makes it hearty? Like vegetable mac and cheese? Like
no,
you put other stuff?
I'll do like
no, just 3 times as much cheese as
pretty much. Like I'll get one of those recipes that's like get 3 different varieties of cheese.
Oh, okay.
Like grate it all yourself, so like it melts better. Mm-hmm. Do the breadcrumbs,
nice.
Stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And then bake it. Like not just like I'll make a creamy mac and cheese. Like this is like
you do it like right.
10 times. Like, not that mac and cheese is ever healthy, but like the least healthy version you can think of is the one that I make.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah. I'll make, when we did sides giving, like we made like, you make like carrots, the pearl onions.
I do like the honey glazed carrots.
Yeah, honey glazed carrots.
Well,
let's get to it. Like I make, you know what? I make a lot of stuff.
Okay. You know what? I'm realizing that I don't have honey glazed carrots on my list of the most popular side dishes at Thanksgiving, and that's an underrated one. Honey glazed carrots are really good. Mm-hmm. It's a weird. You wouldn't think that like sugar and carrot would go together. I mean, I guess carrot cake's a thing, but I don't know. There's something about
No, carrots are pretty sweet. Nature's candy is what they call them in this one llama book that I have at home.
Because I just remember as a kid, of course, being like a brat and not liking not liking candy. I love candy. Not liking carrots. But then, like, finally being forced to try them on Thanksgiving, maybe, because I was told, oh, no, you'll like these. They're honey glazed. And then having those and being like, well, what the hell? Why are we not having carrots all the time? These are great. Yeah. And then I think, the next time it was like carrots in a salad. I was like, these taste like dirt. This is stupid. Why'd you put these in here? It ruined everything. More blue cheese dressing, please. I need to drown out these carrots.
You liked blue cheese as a kid?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I liked...
too moldy.
You know what, though? Actually, before blue cheese, I liked French dressing and Russian dressing.
Yeah, what happened to French dressing? It really had a moment when we were young.
French dressing was like all over the place. And like French dress, what does that even mean?
It was like red, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just kind of like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's probably like ketchup based. That's probably why we liked it. Probably has nothing to do with the French.
Yeah, and I'm sure the bastardized French dressing had nothing to do with
maybe you don't hear about it anymore. Maybe the French introduced like new tariffs because they were so mad at us for how dare you call that French dressing. We will increase the tariffs on all your imported goods.
What are they exporting?
Berets, bread, French bread, macarons.
Macarons are very good.
Yeah. I think they do some
the baguettes. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say some like wildlife. They ship skunks over.
Oh well, you know what?
Yeah. Really we don't need horny them. Ones. Sex pests.
Those pervert skunks. We don't need that. We don't need them coming in.
Well, we used to think we did. We were running out of skunks in this country. You ever come across a skunk in your days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not since I was a kid.
I almost had a skunk sprayed ginger once. It was like late at night, like not, in the middle of nowhere, not near anything. I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah, give her like a tomato bath or something.
Yeah, but I don't know where the hell I would have gotten like tomato paste or juice or whatever at that time of night.
Yeah, just let her smell like a skunk.
No, I think it's like bad. That it's like like pepper spray. Like it's not just like
I've gotten sprayed by a skunk before.
Yeah, I could tell.
And I haven't showered for 30 years.
Yeah, you smelled like shit for 30 years, Tim. I've been meaning to say something. All right, let's go through these these lists of the big boys, the big sides. Number one, can you guess number one?
The number one side.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it's mashed potatoes. I was going to say, because I would have maybe guessed stuffing, but that's later.
Yeah.
Just because stuffing seems like it's a...
If I had remembered stuffing, I would have guessed stuffing.
Yeah, not necessarily because it's the most popular, but just because it's like goes with turkey.
Yeah, it comes out of the turkey.
Yeah.
It goes in and then comes out.
Yeah. But mashed potatoes, number one, creamy, buttery mashed potatoes are a staple on most Thanksgiving tables. Tim, you know when potatoes were invented?
1968.
Or you know when potatoes like came around?
No.
10,000 years ago. That's it.
Okay. That means nothing to me, Tom.
They didn't used to exist before then.
Okay.
It was...
Neither did mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, but mozzarella sticks don't come out of the ground. Imagine, though.
Wait, what?
Tim, if mozzarella sticks came out of the ground, you would have a parcel of land somewhere by now. Well, another bad season. The mozzarella sticks came up. No, it was who was it? I want to say it was like the Aztecs or something. I looked it up and I don't think I wrote a note about it.
Nobody cares.
But it was like that. What potatoes used to be like wild potatoes were like bitter and toxic, and they were like selectively bred over a long period of time until they became.
That's a project wow, good on you for taking that on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought to do that. Something bitter and toxic, I'd just be like, all right, stay away from that. Like we're not going to take on a several hundred years process of
I don't know,
making these not bitter and toxic.
Because then that makes
making them like into something that's okay, I guess.
Well, raw, not very good, but buttery mashed potatoes are delicious.
Yeah, but you put butter on a rock, I'll eat that.
Yeah, but like French fries.
Yeah.
French fries are, you can't.
You fry a rock, I'll eat that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying you can fry a lot of things, but a French fry, a potato French fry.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah. How do you feel about mashed potatoes? The number one entry on the list.
I like it. Sometimes the potatoes are like too mashed.
Yeah, I don't.
Where they're almost like liquidy.
Yeah, I'm just Tom. Can I tell you something?
What?
I'd be more apt to get behind this if it was smashed potatoes.
Yeah, smashed potatoes are like a baked potato because I like a little bit of texture to my potato. Like I don't want.
A little bit of danger in a potato.
It's like I don't want to just like bite a roasted potato. Well, although a little roasted, but like if it's cut up, that's nice.
I love a roasted potato.
Yeah, all right. Well, you know what? I do want to eat a roasted potato.
Put some rosemary on there.
But what I'm saying is, I think it's I know this was definitely a thing because I remember this being maybe like a sitcom trope of like, like the woman in a family, her mother-in-law's over for Thanksgiving and tells her like, your mashed potatoes are lumpy.
Yeah, it's like good.
Yeah,
give me all the lumps.
Right, but I think give me
all the lumps, Patricia Heaton.
Yeah, but I think that at least used to be a thing, or maybe still is a thing for some people. That it's like, no, I want it just like super smooth mashed potatoes, and I'm not really about that. I want them.
What are you, baby? You want pureed everything?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like I like orange juice with like some pulp. I
like the one that says shum pulp.
Shum pulp.
that is a very bad Tony Soprano. Famous Tony Soprano line.
He
I like the one that says some pulp.
Yeah.
When he's chastising Carmela.
Oh, did she get a lot of pulp?
Yeah, pulp. Yeah.
Oh.
With pulp.
With pulp. I think they also have like with a lot of pulp. They take pulp from the oranges with some pulp and put it in there. Because at a certain point, it's like you're just paying for pulp. You're getting ripped off.
Yeah. I just don't like orange juice, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, orange
it's
is great.
fine.
Yeah, pass me your orange juice from now on.
Tom, maybe if we ever had a Friendsgiving, I'd gladly give a big glass of orange juice.
Even if, next time you're out somewhere and you're offered a glass of orange juice,
it never
ask
happens.
for it to go.
I've never offered one. Most places you have to just order it.
Sometimes it comes with the meal.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like at a hotel where it's like,
or like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like you can get an orange juice or a coffee. Sometimes it's like, that coffee's going to be so damn hot. I'm not going to be able to drink it in time.
Spill it on my genitals and get legitimately hurt. And then the whole world's going to laugh at me for being like, oh, what a frivolous lawsuit.
Number 2, Tim, the number 2 most popular green bean casserole.
With the fried onions on top?
It doesn't say. It just says this classic dish remains one of the most searched and prepared Thanksgiving sides. I mean, if you're asking me, yes, you have to put the crispy onions on top.
And the mushroom soup throughout?
Yeah. Because that's what makes a nice... Because like sometimes you have a green bean casserole. It's like, these are just like roasted green beans, which are fine. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But considering maybe everything else that's available on the table, I'm going to take a pass.
Yeah. No, I don't even like mushrooms.
Oh, I love mushrooms. That's my favorite.
But, I'm not going to eat a green bean casserole. Unless you dump a freaking Campbell's condensed mushroom soup in there.
Yeah.
Mix it up.
Because what is
that? Put some French fried onions on top.
Yeah. I bought like a few months ago. I thought it was a genius. I bought like crispy onions at the supermarket to put on salads.
It's great. They're a great thing to have around. Yeah. I bought them to put on hot dogs or like veggie dogs.
Wow, that's a good idea too.
You put some ketchup and mustard, and then you put then the crispy onions stick to that.
Mm-hmm.
Put those over. You know what? Trader Joe's had like in the style of those crispy onions, crispy jalapenos.
Ooh.
And I was like, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Tom, these things were so goddamn hot.
Oh, really? I was thinking
it was the spiciest fucking thing I ever ate my whole life. I regret, like, it was in my cabinet for like 3 years, and I'd like parcel it out. I was like, gotta get through this. I gotta muscle through it.
I was gonna say, because I was at first I thought, oh, maybe that's nice. Like, it's not as spicy, like the way like pickled jalapenos aren't as spicy as like a raw jalapeno. But then I was like, nah, I feel like the drier you make jalapenos, the spicier they get.
Do you know about candied jalapenos?
I think
you make them sweet.
Wow.
I haven't tried it.
Hot and sweet?
Hot and sweet.
Just
That's
like
what they call me.
Number 3, Tim, is stuffing.
Love stuffing.
Whether it's traditional cornbread or sausage stuffing, this dish is essential for many. I think I've only had cornbread stuffing like once or twice, and I was like, oh my God, this is...
think about that, yeah.
Like, why the hell are people making it with any other bread but cornbread?
Any dish where bread is an ingredient?
Yeah.
Wild.
I watched a video this week about... I get recommended on YouTube a lot of hobo videos.
Mm-hmm, yeah, tracks.
This was a recipe for hobo coffee soup.
All right, go on.
Somebody riding the rails, a hobo, they don't have a ton of money or like a lot of ways to prepare something. Yeah. So they basically make...
I'm a bobo, David Brooks style bobo.
I don't know what that means.
Well, Maybe you should read a book
David
from
Brooks
the
column.
1990s.
So you make like coffee, which I think a lot of guys riding the rails, you're going to make a lot of coffee to begin with. It's a great thing to have when you're outside, especially. But you make coffee, and then it's like you take brown bread, cut it open.
Brown bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put that at the bottom of the pot. Pour the coffee into that, and then condensed milk, I think it was.
Okay.
And sugar. And then like mix it up. It was kind of like a breakfast coffee soup.
Yeah, I don't think I want to eat that.
Yeah, it didn't. It's like that just.
I take back what I said about bread as an ingredient.
Yeah,
always being a good thing.
So
and I like all those like condensed milk. I don't drink that out of the can, but I use that as an ingredient in things.
Yeah, yeah. This just kind of seemed like I think you're just making like a big cup of coffee and putting bread in there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which you could just
sugar
do
and
that.
milk and coffee.
Yeah, but you
bread.
could just dip the bread in there,
or or just eat the bread.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of brown bread. Like, is it like, oh, my bread has gone stale? Is that the case?
Maybe.
And like you need to.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The recipe to me, I was like that. Like nothing seems like this is a way to make this like a heartier meal.
Yeah.
It's just a cup of coffee with bread in it.
You know what? Like this might just be a good lesson that like we don't have to take culinary advice from hobos.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, why haven't I ever heard about this recipe before?
I have the means and inclination not to eat like a hobo.
How come I've never seen this on a menu anywhere? Stuffing though, what's your feeling on stuffing?
Stuffing, I love stuffing, and I feel like it's very much analogous to hot dogs, where I'm a vegetarian, so like I always hope that somebody's making a vegetarian stuffing.
Yeah,
It's just like I don't need little bits of turkey in there, and it's like, and we shoved it in the butt of the
we shoved his butt while we cooked it.
Yeah, and then took it. Like I think like it's pretty much the same, the vegetarian version, but there is, you mentioned sausage stuffing, and just as there's like a fancy hot dog that like a veggie dog is never gonna approximate, we're never gonna get to a vegetarian sausage stuffing that is like anywhere as good as a real sausage stuffing.
Yeah, I don't know if I've really had
I think I had it like once. It might have been a dream, but it was fantastic, Tom.
Have you ever had a Stouffer's stovetop stuffing?
Yeah, of course.
No, you haven't.
It's not a Stouffer's. Stovetop is its own brand.
It's Kraft. But there are people that it's a Mandela effect thing. That there are people that swear it's Stouffer's stovetop stuffing.
That's not a Mandela effect. That's just somebody being wrong. Because Stouffer's sounds like stovetop.
Yeah, that probably is it. And I think
I've only ever heard it like referred to as stovetop. So I've never heard it like Kraft or Stouffer's.
No. And I think the box colors were like similar color schemes. Because I know
I don't know what Stouffer's is all about. What is
Stouffer's French bread pizza is what they're famous for.
Stouffer's is kind of like a depressing company, right? Like they're like an also-ran.
Yeah. But I think they hit on the French bread pizzas, and it's like, oh, we also make like TV dinners, and it's like, I'm going to stick with Hungry Man. Thank you very much. But I remember
you're a discerning and very hungry man.
A few years ago, they had like throwback packaging for the French bread pizza, and I think it was like a similar color scheme to the stovetop. I think maybe that's why there's some confusion.
Nah, I think it's just like if you say stovetop real fast, it sounds like you're saying Stouffer's.
Cranberry sauce. Both homemade and canned versions are popular, adding a sweet tart flavor to the meal. Do you like cranberry sauce?
No.
Me neither. Fuck it. I don't like it. Get out of here. Go
back to the bog, is what I say.
Yeah, that is the one thing, actually, that people do push on you, I feel like.
Yeah.
Have you had any cranberry sauce? I don't like cranberry sauce. You don't? No, sure you do. It's like, I'm a fucking grown man. This is my 40th something Thanksgiving. I don't like it. I don't want it.
The other thing is that like people have such strong opinions. Oh, it's got to be the canned version.
Yeah, or it has to be homemade.
Yeah, it's like, shut up. You're a grown up. You like, I don't know.
I mean, I get not liking the canned version of something. But yeah, if you don't like something like homemade, you prefer the canned version, then you're a child.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, I only like Kraft macaroni and cheese when I was 8 years old. But then I grew up and realized while Kraft macaroni and cheese is still delicious, that's like its own thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you want something with breadcrumbs on top.
Yeah. Although I remember as a kid thinking that was gross.
Yeah.
Because
I still like just like a, there's always room for just a completely creamy mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I love breadcrumbs now. I'm just saying as a kid, I remember thinking like, it's burnt.
Yeah. It's good. Sometimes burnt things are good, you young idiot.
Number 5, they have here sweet potato casserole, often topped with marshmallows or a pecan streusel. This sweet side is a favorite. You
have that? That was a staple for us at my Thanksgivings.
I don't think it was in my family. I think
Have you ever had it?
No.
Whew.
Yeah, and I bet I would like it because I like not mushrooms. I like mushrooms, but marshmallows too.
Yeah. Do you like sweet potatoes?
I do like sweet potato, but you know what? My favorite type of sweet potato is a sweet potato fry. I like the way the like outside gets crispy.
That's true, but have you considered that this has marshmallows on top of it?
Yeah. You know what? I feel like this is the kind of food that when I was a kid, I was like, that's weird and gross. So I didn't like it. But now thinking about it, it's like, well, those are two things I like. Why do I still avoid it?
Yeah. And also when you're a kid, when you get that, you just eat the marshmallows. It's on top. It's not like
mixed
threaded throughout.
No, it's very easy.
It's on top. Yeah. And like the parents are always like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Yeah. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Why'd you put that on the plate and not think that was going to happen?
Yeah, I want to say last Thanksgiving, I think one of my nieces ate like all the marshmallows off of like we were at a restaurant, like a buffet restaurant, and took all the marshmallows off the top of it. But hey, they don't warn you on the way in that you can't do that.
No, that's your, you've paid for that, right?
They say it's all you can eat. They don't say what.
Yeah.
Number 6, Brussels sprouts. Roasted or sauteed Brussels sprouts have become an increasingly popular in recent years.
That's cool. I think I think it's starting to normalize, right? Like everybody hated Brussels sprouts because of Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Well, but also I did research, like they change Brussels sprouts the same way they like bred potatoes to not be deadly.
Right.
Over the last few decades, Brussels sprouts have been bred to be less bitter.
Oh.
So like the Brussels sprouts now, it's like one of these things where it's like, there's some chemical that's responsible for the bitterness.
Right.
And they like selectively bred it in recent years so that there's a lot less of it. Which again, it's like, why didn't you do that a long time ago?
Because,
I don't know. I guess enough people liked it. So they were like, that's fine. No more breeding. Keep breeding everything. Keep working on potatoes. Start modifying the genetics of things. Get into the DNA.
It's going to stop, Tom.
They're bringing back dodo soon.
The bird?
The bird.
Huh, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, they're bringing them back.
Who's bringing them back?
Scientists. No, there's like a company.
InGen?
No. I think the company is called Mammoth because their goal is to bring back woolly mammoths.
Why?
They could be good. They could be delicious. We don't know.
Would they absorb a whole bunch of like carbon and stuff from the atmosphere?
I think.
Because other than that, if it's not that, stop working on that.
I think they do think that it could be good for the North Pole or whatever.
Cool. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm back in.
But apparently they're
Mr. Hammond, do whatever you'd like to do.
But I guess that's like a bigger goal. But before they're pretty close to being able to make new dodos, because dodos only existed on that one island.
I don't know anything about dodos.
Yeah, they were only
I'm talking to one right now.
They were only on one island, and they had lived grown up too in an environment where there was no natural predators.
Right.
So over like millions of years, they just like devolved into like, these fat, dopey
That's
little.
What happens when you provide a safe space?
Yeah.
Oh, everything needs a trigger warning. The dodo birds turn into a fucking morons.
Well, no, the problem is that they weren't afraid of anything.
Right.
So they would just like walk, like the first, dude showed up on the island, and they're like, who are these guys? I'll go over and say hi. And just immediately we get bashed in the head.
Well, that's on the guys.
And nobody's saying it's not. The guys, they thought it was just like
dodos.
Like a funny thing to do.
Bashing a dodo's head. That's a fun thing to say.
Because I think they were pretty big.
Around the campfire.
And I don't think they tasted good either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll find out soon. You'll eat one, right?
Sure.
I mean, Tim, as a vegetarian, it's fine to eat an extinct species that's been brought back.
Yeah, I mean, that's against God. That shouldn't have happened.
It's against God, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're bringing them back soon. They're going to bring them back on a different island first, like a smaller island nearby.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want them to do that.
But Brussels sprouts, I prefer, I guess roasted or sauteed, just not boiled. But nobody does that anymore.
No.
Everybody realized, like, these are good crispy.
I think that's our parents' generation.
Yeah, they were like, this
they
is
think
easier.
all vegetables were just boiled, and that's why they hate vegetables.
Yeah,
because they grew up eating boiled vegetables.
Yeah, and because they were like, these vegetables, surely we couldn't make these any better. We couldn't selectively breed these any further.
We couldn't even just cook them and put butter on them, like put them in the oven instead of boil them in water.
Put butter and salt on them, see how they taste. Here's a favorite: dinner rolls.
Yeah, rolls, bread, or Parker House rolls.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's got something to do with, I think, Parker Lewis. I think Kubiak is involved somehow.
Yeah, it was what they had at his house. The type of rolls. Soft, warm dinner rolls or biscuits. Boy, those are great too. Some butter on like a nice hot roll or hot biscuit.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't even need the butter.
Do you just eat it dry? You don't even.
I'll eat it dry.
Yeah. I mean, because I'll put gravy sometimes too, or like dip it in gravy.
Gravy skeeves me out. I don't like gravy. Yeah,
well, we'll get to gravy.
We're not
at. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry, a pop-up came out. Using the internet is bad.
Number 8 is roasted vegetables.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of got into that.
Yeah. You put them in the oven, you put butter on them. It's great.
Yeah. Number 9 is mac and cheese.
Okay.
That's apparently like a more recent thing.
That's fair.
Which kind of makes sense, I guess. No.
I think it's only recently been like elevated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like where it's been like, I think it's always been there.
Right.
But I think it's like recently been acknowledged that like, okay, this is like,
yeah.
This is not like good.
Like, oh, you can put like a lot of cheese in and then it makes it really good.
Yeah.
And then number 10, Tim, is gravy. Well, not strictly a side dish. Gravy is an essential component that ties the meal together.
Can you explain what gravy is to me, Tom?
Or are we talking good gravy?
Yeah.
Good gravy. That's going to be my new catchphrase, I think.
Good gravy?
Yeah, for 2025. Good gravy.
I was going to say, egads.
Egads. The next time, like, some horrible thing happens to the world, you know what I'll say? Oh, good gravy.
I've been saying good grief a lot.
Yeah, good gravy.
I've been watching a lot of Peanuts in my house.
Yeah, you're Schultz pilled.
You know what? So I have a Charles Schultz biography.
Is it Schultz or
yeah, with the T. I think. I don't know. I didn't read it. Friend of the show, Jeff Rosenstock, had read it, and he was like, "It's good," and he gave me his copy. Lent it to me, but then he moved to California, so I don't know how to get back to him. I'm not going to mail it to him. Yeah. I don't know how to mail a book through the mail. I know how to mail a spider through the mail. But the cover of the Charles Schultz biography, which is like a thick, boring book. Whatever. I'm going to read it at some point, I promise. But it's yellow and then has the black zigzag line that looks like Charlie Brown's shirt. So my son, who is really into Peanuts right now, he sees this on the bookshelf, and he's like, what book do you want? At night, I'm like, what book do you want to read before bed? Do you want to read The Little Blue Truck? Do you want to read Llama Llama Red Pajama? He's like, no, I want to read the Charlie Brown book. But it's just this fucking 600-page biography of Charles Schultz. You don't want to read it. And then on a few pages, there's like a really small...
a comic strip?
Reproduction of the comic strip. And none of them make any sense.
Yeah.
It's just like kids being mean to Charlie Brown. It's like, yeah, this isn't scratching the itch you want. Every night it's like, the Charlie Brown book. Read the Charlie Brown book.
I think, Tim, it's like the way you catch your kids smoking cigarettes, you make them smoke the whole pack. I think you sit your son down, you read that whole book to him.
Yeah. And also, I think that whole book is about like Charles Schultz was so devoted to writing the Peanuts script that he was like a bastard to his wife and children.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, hey, it was worth it.
Yeah.
We have Peanuts. If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgte.com. You can check out our subreddit, our Discord there. Thank you to everybody who upvoted this week on our subreddit and left a comment.
God. The engagement on our subreddit.
Off the charts. Yeah. Reddit went down for a little bit this week, and I think we all know why.
Yeah. Keep it up. A lot of people post in the or a couple people post in the what's her face? Rashida Jones in the big shirt.
The big shirt. I almost made that the album art, but I was like, that's confusing because it's Quincy Jones. But
it's a big shirt.
But if you want to see what it looks like, head to tcgte.com and click on Reddit. It'll take you to our subreddit. And also check out patreon.com/complete guide, where we do books to podcasts. And this week, we're not doing books. This week we're doing The Return of the Gauntlet Part 2.
Right.
We took a bunch of topic suggestions from our Patreon, and we're running through them just as fast as we can, giving hot takes, giving cold takes, giving long takes, short takes. Some we're skipping altogether. Patreon.com/complete guide. You can get last week's episode and this week's episode and all the back episodes of Books the Podcast.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And then December is Books the Podcast, the most gumpterful time of the year. 2 years ago, we read Forrest Gump. Is that what we did?
Yeah.
1 year ago, we read the sequel to Forrest Gump, Gump and Company. Gump and Co.
Gump and Co.
What will it be this year? We'll announce it soon. Patreon.com/complete guide.
Tim spent the last year writing a Forrest Gump spec novel, a third novel.
I couldn't write in that voice.
Yeah, I'm sure you could get like a computer program that could rewrite things like Gump. I think that's what AI is for.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Tom, what's your favorite side?
Mine is the pearled onions my mom makes.
Yeah.
I'm a real big fan of. But like in general,
where do you get are those? Have you ever seen those onions anywhere? I don't know if
they're just big onions and you're just throwing out most of it or what. But
is it like a baby onion? Let's snip these off the vine before.
Yeah, I think it's probably pretty
you
cruel.
Pull it out of the. Yeah, they're
onions grow underground.
No, underground. Yeah.
You sure about that?
Sure about that. Because think about it this way, Tom. You know, green onions.
Yeah.
That's the top that sticks out, the plant, and then the onion that you cut and stuff. That's like the root.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
But those are small.
Well, you don't know about farming, Tom? Mm-hmm. What do you mean those are small? The pearl onions?
No, the green onions.
No, the green onions are like the tubes.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the bottom, that's like small.
The bottom of what?
The bottom, what you're talking about, the part that's underground.
Oh, yeah, but what I'm saying is like that can grow bigger.
If they just let it go.
Yeah.
It's like a goldfish. It'll grow to
it's much
the
like
size
a goldfish.
of its container.
Exactly.
Huh.
So if like you plant an onion and you don't pick it, like eventually it's going to take over the whole earth.
Wow.
Yeah. The whole underground is going to be this one onion.
All right, we'll see you next week.
It happened once, I swear to God.
That was a HeadGum podcast.